If I get going too fast, it's because I have to go to the bathroom.
Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Jim. Let's go.
I've done this once before, and the final slide that I used the last time was Chris Boulay with a pizza dough on her face. As an architect, I'm always looking for stuff that inspires me, and for some reason or another, this the title of this is Components, Flourishes, Items, and Whooses. So the first slide was kind of something which somebody put on the top of their building for no real reason, but it seemed like a good idea. I vowed that if I was going to be an architect and think of the things that influenced me, I would do the same thing. So I started making these parts of the houses that I was doing. So I vowed that every house I did would come to the top in some way that was a little bit of a celebration, and that I would be involved in actually making these things. So this is what I do now. I try and add a little something from my own personality to every single project that I'm working on. And usually for budgetary reasons or whatever, I'm the guy who makes these things. Sometimes they are roof flourishes, sometimes they are, recently I've gotten more into light fixtures. And I make them myself, and they are real design build projects, i.e. I have the materials in hand, and I'm working in my shop, and I'm changing things and making things different and changing the scale and proportion of these things as I go along. So they become part of the project, they become my personal contribution to the project, and they're great fun. This is a towel warmer. You can see a lot of plumbing fixtures and things like that in there. I like the idea that you can see the connections, how they're made, the way the scale and you can see the way things work. This is a light fixture I did for one of Dave's projects. You can turn this knob and these veins can cover it up or not as much as you want. Sometimes I'm really lucky and I get a client like Jim Fecteau, who's a metal worker. These are the columns at his house. These are old automotive springs on them and stuff, and it doesn't go up. They're kind of decorative. And this is a person who wanted a intergalactic communication device on top of this. A ubiquitous plumbing fixture and a bunch of old antennas, and all these are found parts. This is a mirror I did for a Pilates studio. Again, the plumbing, but it's called How Hot. And there's a temperature gauge there, and at the top, right there, is one of the things for turning on your faucet that says hot on it. Okay. If you're lucky, you get a client who wants you to do the chandelier for their house. So this is a chandelier. The next slide is going to show it in operation, but it has candles on the outside. It goes up and down in their place and things like that. It's all made of plumbing things. This is a ring of LEDs which lights up these marbles, and inside this are the guts of a humidifier. So the humidity pours down here and the light lights up the humidifier. It's a chandelier. So sometimes it's a bigger project. This is the entranceway to the North Branch School, and these are all ways that the architect himself can get in on the project, which is really a nice thing to be able to do. So I took the students out, we cut these trees down, we got them together and made the entranceway. I like to personalize the jobs that I do, and so sometimes when you have a space in between a bunch of windows and you want to tie the whole thing together, it's an opportunity to put the date in, you know, the owner's name and things like that. But I get to put my own stuff into it. The Nortons will notice this. This is the front door to their house. They were trying to get back into a house after being out for a long time, and this was this sort of symbol of, you know, trying to find their way back home with the sexton and stuff like that. And I got the opportunity to carve some stuff into it and, you know, make it sort of special for them. King's back door, same sort of thing. When you get a chance to do the stuff yourself, when you get a chance to make your own mark on the project, and you get a chance to make some stuff for the job, it just changes your relationship with it completely. Like I say, sometimes these things are found objects. I like to use found objects. Sometimes they're things which I've cobbed together and stuff, sometimes which I've actually had made. You know, if I find something that I really love, I want to build it in. You know, this is an old gas tank thing and some stuff that's on the top. They're flourishes. They're things that add your personality to a job and make it sort of more fun. Like that very first slide, there's some exuberance to it, which is really fantastic. This is one of my greatest projects. My third son, Cooper Sanford, with his own flourish.